Houston, you clearly do not have a problem, especially with the Jazz. Utah can't get home fast enough after a second straight blowout loss in the first round of the Western Conference playoffs. A recap at your own risk, Jazz fans. Much like Game 1, Utah struggling with turnovers in Game 2. 4 turnovers in the first 5 possessions. Yikes. Pretty sure that wasn't in the plan. It leads to 8 points for Houston. The Jazz could never really recover after an abysmal start. The greatest beard in the NBA, meanwhile, may just be the greatest player in the NBA as well. MVP nominee James Harden had a triple-double tonight. 32 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists, plus 6 of 13 from the three-point line. Fear the beard is a real thing. I feel like this is just a Game 1 deja vu moment. Good grief, Harden wasn't the only one hitting from deep. Eric Gordon and P.J. Tucker. Yes, P.J. Tucker could not miss. Those two combined for 7 three-pointers. The Rockets as a team shot 40% from beyond the arc. I told you, at your own risk. The lack of fun for Utah continues. As good as Houston was from 3, the Jazz were awful. 8 for 38 as a team, 21%. Only one Jazz player made more than one, Royce O'Neal. He was 3 of 6. He did finish with 17 points, but clearly not enough. The Rockets win 118-98, improved to 2-0 in this first-round series. Joining us now from Houston to recap game number 2 is Jeremiah Jensen. And, JJ, I think my next question is, what now for the Jazz after just a head-scratcher in game 2?
I don't have an answer for you, Spencer. This has been a mismatch after 2 games. It feels like you're watching a 1 versus 8 playoff series. The Jazz, the same problems they had on Sunday, they seem to be the same here in Game 2. James Harden is unguardable, another triple-double, while the Jazz can't buy a bucket right now.
They're playing at a, unbelievably high level. It's difficult to make those comparisons, but I do think there's a level of continuity that you have when, especially with, James and Chris having been together for a year. They did what they needed to do here and, beat us soundly both games. But our group has been a group that's always responded, and that's what we have to do going home. And we gotta be better. We played poorly, and we got to be better, and that'll be the focus.
Well, Quinn Snyder's got his work cut out for him. The Jazz do have 2 days to prepare for Game 2. Game 2 will be Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time back in Salt Lake City. The Jazz aren't helping themselves with their abysmal shooting, 15 of 65 in 2 games. That's 23%. The hope now is a return home can change that. We'll be right back.